Lori is back today, and we are going to wrap up this little mini podcast series today. And I'm really excited to talk a little bit more about our retreat coming up, the Ultimate Prenatal Retreat, this October 2024, and speak about the importance of finding your community, a network of people around you to support you, because it can feel pretty isolating on this journey of motherhood. And it's something that can be avoided. So let's talk about this, Lori.
This might be one of my very, very, very favorite topics is why community. It is why I started the womb. It's a place where I felt like when I had my babies, I had great babies and great partner and great family, and I still felt isolated and alone and some judgment. Some of that was coming from self, but feeling like I needed to do it right, and I didn't feel like I had a village. I didn't feel like I had community around me, and I wanted that place where people could land and people could feel safe and feel heard, and even not necessarily come in for an appointment and you can take a good, come and see all the, physios and osteos and massage therapists and naturopaths and counselors and doulas and any, a lot of people under the womb umbrella. And sometimes the reason that they come in is to land in the living room and cry or laugh or celebrate or just be, and we can make you a tea or coffee and have you have that, you might be actually meant to be there to meet your best friend who's sitting on the couch next to you, who's about to walk in. And I can tell you right now, we have side note, I also have a bed and breakfast called The Nest. And I had a former doula client come and stay with us this past weekend. And when she left, of course, there was a big hug, because hugs are my favorite thing, a big embrace. And she felt, had some tears around just the impact that not just having a doula, but having the womb around her. She attended the Emerging Mothers group, and I know you have a community as well and an online chat group, that these things, these places where people can land and people can not be judged and people can be real, is so important. It makes such a huge difference, not just through that time period in their life, maybe, early postpartum or prenatal, wherever it is, but from then on, and has such a positive influence going forward in who you are and that transition.
Totally. The community it can feel like, yeah, like you need that sense of belonging in some way. And sometimes you have a kid and none of your close friends are at the same place in their life, and you're the only one kind of going through that, and they can't relate, and you're sort of like, and then you've got opinions from family members, and you want to kind of land in a safe place that feels like, okay, everyone around me gets it. Like they're living this with me. They're on this journey, and maybe they're experiencing some of the same anxieties and some of the same fears, and we can talk about it, and I can talk about it without feeling judged or without getting unsolicited advice, and I can just be, and that's one of the reasons I approached you and I said, I really want to do this prenatal retreat, because I've been running retreats now for 10 years, since 2014, and I have been working with pregnant women the whole time, but I've never hosted a retreat just for expecting women. And I just think that I know that this is going to be such a powerful opportunity to connect and to build that community and just to have magic, frankly, happen, because it's going to be magical
Oh,
with
Nikki,
energy.
I am so excited for the people who are going to come and meant to be there, because the beginning, that foundation that they'll have, the community that we're going to be built for them and around them, and the exchange of, information, and because we're going to be together, that's next level. And it does make a huge difference in how, their journey begins and transitions from there forward. I can't wait to share this information together with you. Our journey, we've had a long relationship together, and I've actually come to your one of your retreats. It wasn't a prenatal retreat, but I've come to one of your retreats. I know how magical they are anyway, all of them. but this one for anyone who's expecting is going to be at pure magic, and I'm really really thrilled for these people who are going to be joining us.
We had a meeting, just as for context, we had a Zoom meeting with my team, and then they kind of just were sitting because we've never had a Zoom meeting with you, Lori. So there's like four of us with like the four little boxes, and you and I are talking, and everyone just kind of got quiet, and they're like, "Wow." I'm like, "What?" They're like, "Just the energy," and like when you two were together, like they could feel that, and I know that if they can feel it on Zoom, holy heck, are they ever gonna feel it in this beautiful resort? It's like a
Oh
resort
yeah.
retreat center on a lake just north of Kingston, Ontario. Like private chef, beautiful practice room, all the workshops, the classes, the food, the journaling, the swimming, the all the things. Like it's just perfect.
Yeah, there's all the things, Nikki, and to like what you have said about our relationship together and the energy that comes from us is in all of that, it's what they're going to feel is like that be energy. They're allowed to like that, just be in this moment, and they're the architects that are building this beautiful baby that if they can build intentionally with all of the love that'll be surrounding them and the information that they'll get and the food and the space and the yeah, oh, yummy.
It's true. The energy is going to be palpable and really again to reiterate, and I think this is really important and I've had good feedback thankfully and it means so much every time I hear this where people don't really know what to expect, at least from the push prep course. They're sort of wondering like is she going to be pushing an agenda? Is it going to be like
Mhm.
super anti whatever, fill in the blank? And it's like no, I my biggest goal is I mean if you whatever it is that you want to have a planned cesarean. You want the epidural as soon as possible. You want the unmedicated home birth. You want the birth center. Whatever you want, I want you to feel supported and loved and respected and heard and validated. And that's what matters. And it's going to be the
Mhm.
same thing. So again, there's no indoctrination, there's no agenda. We want you to be the architect, as Lori said, to figure out
Mhm.
to feel good about whatever it is that you're about to do.
That's right. That's exactly it. And it's like the womb is that place of growth and development and a container and a space of love that there is no agenda.
Mhm. Yeah, that's important to state, I think, to clarify, like to just say it so plainly, because I think sometimes that there's this assumption that like, oh, there's crunchy chicks talking about whatever. It's like, no, this is, and that's what I love
Yeah.
about you too, Lori, is that you're just like, sure, you want this, you want that. You're not like, well, it's bad if you fill in the blank. Like there's been never, not an ounce of judgment from you about any of the things, which I think
Yeah.
is just so powerful.
Yeah. No, not that's not that doesn't belong in birth. That doesn't belong. It doesn't belong in life, to be honest with you.
Yeah. Yeah. Gosh, I just love you. And I really hope that you know, anyone listening to this who's considering joining us, that you take the plunge because it really will be transformational. And I don't say that lightly. And so the retreat, and I know I'm sure this is just the beginning of many, and I can't wait. It's the final weekend in October, um, right before Halloween. I think it's October 27th to 29th, 2024, at the beautiful Bloom Holistic Retreat Center. It's going to be 3 days, 2 nights. All the information is on the website elevateretreats.com. And yeah, just so excited to give everybody hugs. And you do,
Can't
Lori.
wait to be with you. Imagine what the leaves are going to be like at that time of year in that space. Absolutely gorgeous. Yeah, we can't wait to love you through it, love on you, and be with you at this retreat.
Get ready.
Join us.